The most emotional scenes of the weekend emanated out of the Giants, and Callan Ward, one of the most admired veterans in the game. We all watched this and feared the worst, and the worst was relayed to Cal yesterday when he met with the surgeon. It is an ACL. So this had set up as one more dash out of the family had moved back to Melbourne. He would stay and play his footy with the Giants. It had a tremendously emotional impact on all who saw it, from the crowd to his teammates. Initially for worse and then for better. We asked Callan Ward if he'd be prepared to join us tonight, and Fantastic. He is one of the great men of football and he has accepted that. Cal, it's great to have you with us on 360. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys, for having me on. How you going?
How are you going? I reckon it's the question.
No, I'm not too bad. I'm pretty good. I'm here in Melbourne with the family, which is always nice. Yeah, got the news yesterday, which I knew was coming anyway. I knew straight away I'd done the ACL, so it's a bit disappointing. But at the same time, I'm happy to be here, and I can just move on from it now.
How are your spirits?
Yeah, spirits are okay. I'm disappointed. Obviously, I'm angry. I'm sad. I'm emotional. Probably hasn't quite hit me yet, but I'm just flat that I can't help the boys. And I've always wanted to play in a premiership, and that's probably been taken away from me a little bit. And unless I go on after this, which I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm flat about all that, but at the same time, I'm so grateful for the opportunity I've had for a long time, and I've been one of the lucky ones where I've played over 300 games. I've played for 18 years, so I'm so grateful for that.
Cal, I feel for you too, mate. We're thinking of you. Can you take us back to the decision to play on? Because it's been reported, family comes back to Melbourne, maybe that you were going to follow and call time on what's been an outstanding career, but there you are up in Sydney with your family back here. It's a big commitment. How did that come about?
Yeah, we decided to do the long distance on the back of Ruby's mum's a little bit sick, so she wanted to spend some time with her and look after her in Melbourne, which was always going to happen, and take the kids. So when we spoke about doing the long distance, we knew there'd be challenges with that, but it's something that Ruby really encouraged me to do. And obviously, I love playing football, and everyone says you're a long time retired, so you try and play for as long as you can. And obviously, the pursuit of a premiership is really important to me, as well as my family. So to make both things work has been really important for me, and yeah, it's worked really well up until this point. So yeah, that's the reason that we did it in the first place, and it's all been good so far. Until
the
now.
Emotional, yeah, till now, of course. The emotional scenes, when you did your knee, then the Lockie Whitfield, and then tell us about the three-quarter time comes around and you're sitting there, your whole footy mortality's in front of you, your career may or may not be over, and yet you find the strength and selflessness to step up and address the playing group. Can you give us some sort of an insight into how it came about and what you said?
Oh, well, I've kind of learned from my years that it's really important for any injured player to be really positive, especially on the bench, because it's heartbreaking for the rest of the team to see injured players on the bench. And I guess especially a player in my position who's probably at the very end of his career. So for me, I was telling myself to be really positive and to be a good sounding board on the bench if I needed to be for the team that was playing, for the players that were playing. So first and foremost, that was my role for the day after I was injured. That was really important to me. And then the three-quarter time stuff is on the back of the conversation I had with King, as he just said, it's really important that I might speak to the boys. I might lean on you for a little speech to the boys. So I kind of had something in the back of my head, but at the same time, King has kind of told me the key messaging. So it's pretty simple, just about playing our role. And as I said, just be a really positive person in that group. And I think that was the most important for me on the day.
I wondered how you went watching the responses at home, and then we workshopped this last night, is if there ever was a group of players in the moment who showed a leader what he had meant to them, it was the way they responded to you, wasn't it? How did you take the last quarter in?
Oh, they were amazing. They've obviously made me look very good, but it had nothing to do with what I said, I don't think. It was just the way they played, and I think Richmond probably stopped in that last quarter. They were pretty fatigued, and we started to play some good football. So we just started to take the game on, which is what we know we're good at, and we hadn't done that for a long time. So I guess the boys turned on in the last quarter, so I can take a little bit of the credit, but definitely not much of it.
When will you have the surgery? What have you decided at the moment?
I had a meeting with Julian Feller, the surgeon, yesterday. Just had the scan yesterday as well. So at the moment, the knee's too swollen to operate on it. So I've got to give it a couple of weeks. I'll just be laying low here in Melbourne. I think we're booked in on the 17th, so in 2 weeks' time today.
Just conventional, nothing radical?
Just conventional, no, I'm not doing the large round. It was funny, when I went down, I kind of thought, like, where are we up to in the season? Straight away, I'm like, we're round 13, how long we got to go? But I knew that, like, you know, time had run out. You know, we've only got three months left, so it wasn't possible.
And this is the wrong time to ask, but beyond this year, you just got to have the surgery and make that decision then?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, going on this year, the plan was to play one more and, you know, give myself the best chance for a premiership, and that hasn't happened. So I guess I haven't really had much time to think about what my next move is. I just want to have the surgery and have some time with the family and start to think about things after that. But yeah, I think most important to me now is have the surgery, look after the knee, be with the family, and then get back to the club and be there for the boys.
Well, whatever happens, mate, there's a whole football public and community that are so supportive, and I said this last night, that all you can hope for as a footballer is you walk away from the game, whether it be now, next year or the year after, with the respect and know that you've given it everything. And there are few that have been the embodiment of that more than you, I think. So from everyone, congratulations, and hope everything goes well from a surgical point of view. You've got a big, long life to live, maybe a coach in waiting after the response to your three-quarter time speech. And we admire and respect you enormously, mate.
I really appreciate that, boys. Thank you very much. And I will just say quickly, I want to thank the whole football world, the AFL community, the Giants, other players from other teams, my family and friends as well. The outpouring has been absolutely amazing. They've made me feel very special and very proud over the last few days. So thank you to everyone that's been there for me. And it's been awesome. And thank you for your words too. Appreciate it.
Good on you. Callan Ward's with us tonight. Really appreciate that.